I've got my Edgun Leshiy too. There's a lot of questions being asked on Facebook and other social media. I'm being inundated, so I've put together this quick unscripted video. Apologies for the recording qualities, etc. But hopefully I'll answer some of the questions that I'm being asked all the time. I thought it'd probably be easier to do it this way before I do a full proper review of the rifle. So keep watching. Hi there guys, and welcome to another video from Airgunology. I'm Steve, and on this channel we do a whole load of air rifles, air pistols and technology reviews. So check underneath the YouTube video. You see in the description there's links to our Facebook group, our forum where you can buy and sell stuff, our 3D printing and our wonderful merchandising, which you really should get hold of. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Edgun Leshiy 2, but before I do that I just want to put a couple of caveats out there right at the beginning. Number one is that this is nothing to do with Edgun. I'm not sponsored by them. I have been speaking to them. This is my rifle. I paid full whack for it on here. So basically I'm putting this video together because that's what I do on this channel. And number two is the information that I've got here. I've tried as much as possible to get it as accurate as possible, but I'm no air rifle mechanic. If you're in doubt, then obviously don't buy. But I'll try and give you the information and answer some of the questions that a lot of you have got. And also this video is really just sort of put together. So apologise if I'm looking directly away from the camera, etc. I'm trying to make sure I get everything in shot here. And let's crack on. So there's a lot of questions out there on Facebook groups, and I don't really want to get involved in the somewhat fight that's going on at the moment. Needless to say, there are some of you guys that are out there waiting for your Leshiy 2, wondering whether or not to pull the trigger and actually buy one yourself, but questions regarding, is it legal? Can I get it in sub 12 foot-pound? Does it work? Oh, it's not designed for sub 12 foot-pound. Loads of those questions, and I'm getting asked them all the time. So hence the reason for putting this video together. I will be putting together some proper videos after this with full reviews, etc., testing like I usually do. But this is really out there for you guys that want these questions answering, and I just haven't got the time to answer them directly to you individually. So let's start off with some of the questions. Number one. Is this rifle, is it semi-automatic and is illegal in the UK? And the answer to that is no, it's not. The reason is this rifle actually fires its pellets directly through the magazine here, 8-shot magazine in 177, and it fires them directly through there. Air cylinder at the back, air through from the pellet through the magazine out of the barrel, and that is pretty much the same way as the Steyrs do it. The Steyrs semi-auto they call it, and also the same as a blowback CO2 pistol. Basically the air goes up every time you pull the trigger, the pellet is fired through the magazine, and then the magazine cycles itself round, revolves, so like a revolving type magazine, and that's basically how this works. Therefore it is not loading pellets directly into the breech, into the barrel with a bolt or anything like that, therefore does not fall under the semi-automatic rules. So yes, this is totally legal at the moment. If it wasn't, then they would have to ban the Steyrs, and they'd probably have to ban the CO2 pistols as well. So that's the current law in the UK at the moment. This is legal, so hopefully that's that one out of the way. The next question. This rifle is not designed to be sub 12 foot-pound. Correct, it's not. It's designed to be a full-powered rifle, as are most air rifles. Impacts, base states, they're all designed sub 12 foot-pound. In the UK, we're a very, very small part in the UK of the world, and we basically get our rifles castrated if we don't have an FAC license to get them under 12 foot-pound. No different with this rifle. It's just done in a different way. So yes, it is designed to be an FAC full-powered rifle. Well, of course it is. But you can actually get it down to sub 12 foot-pound with the right work done by the right people. Okay, next question. I've got them written down on here. Okay, so what is done to make this sub 12 foot-pound? Right, so quite simply, what we have to do is restrict the amount of air coming out of this and imparted into the pellet to bring the power down. The way that that is done is if we open up the back here and have a look at the back. In there you'll hopefully just see a little red puck, and that red puck is like what we're lovingly at the moment calling the power puck, but that is a restrictor, and the size of the hole there determines how much air actually goes into the pellet. The bigger the hole, the more air. The smaller the hole, the less air, the less energy. So when you order one of these and get one of these some sub 12 foot-pound, then basically it will come with a puck in there that's sized correctly. You also then have to change the regulator pressure, which is held up in here, and also you can help it a bit more with some more efficiency with a smaller plenum. And you'll notice that I've got a different plenum on here. Mine's red on that. Now again, I'll talk about more where you can get all of these from. And also you change the valve timing as well, how quickly the valve opens and closes, and that's all part of the tuning process. When you actually get the rifle, you can actually change that puck yourself. I got one with a puck for 177 and a puck for 2.2. With the 2.2 the hole's slightly smaller, and basically then all I do is just tweak the regulator. It's very easy to do. I'll put a separate video out sometime about how to change the regulator on this, and away you go. And yes, you can get it at sub 12 foot-pound. In fact, to prove it, let me show you a quick set of chrono strings. The first one you'll see is just where I am actually shooting nice and steady, nice and consistently. And then the next one you'll see basically I'll do rapid shooting, and we'll have a look at that. But I must caveat this as well, that this is with just light pellets. When I asked for this rifle, it was chronoed with heavy pellets. Therefore, basically the numbers are around about 10.7 at 10.8. If I put in heavier pellets, it'll be about 11.5 foot-pound, well within the law, and that's the way you should really chrono your rifles, with heavier pellets. But we'll play that and have a look. Okay, so as you can see there, that was straight out the box. Literally, I'd only just filled it up with air. I've run a couple of shots through it. The gun's got to balance itself out as well. But basically, yes, it's working fine. There is a little bit of a variance in there, but nothing at all problematic in there. And you'll see that when I did the 8 shots rapid fire, it was pretty damn consistency. So yes, sub 12 foot-pound, it does it fine. Like I said, with the right pellet in here, and this will run at 11.5. No problems at all. Is it consistent? Yes. When you take your time firing each shot, fine. And when you fire multiple shots really quickly, it still keeps up with it, and it is very consistent. Big tick in the box there. So what about accuracy? So like I said, I've had this one not that long, literally. I've used, and again, a few caveats here, because some people say, oh, they're crap groups. People just love to do that. I never understand why. But basically, these were probably my 10th magazine I shot totally through the rifle. Unsorted pellets. I've not even worked out which pellets are best for the rifle yet. I just picked a tin up of pellets that were 10.35 grain, sort of semi-heavy pellets on 177, unsorted, untested, 25 meters with a prototype scope on a bipod. Yeah, and the light was fading. It really couldn't get much worse, okay? And I will do some proper accuracy testing. But we'll play that video. The first one you'll see is basically 8 shots. And then the next one is just me messing around, getting used to seeing how quick I can go. And obviously there's a bit of wobble in there. Okay, so is it accurate? Yes. You know, you got to remember, first time playing with a rifle, bipod, prototype scope on here, and the fact that I've not even worked out which pellet's the best for it yet. But yes, the consistency, the feet per second is bang on, the regulator is working, and it's accurate, and that was out to 30 meters. So yeah, I'm pretty damn impressed with it. So hopefully that answers those questions for you. Yes, you can get it in sub 12 foot-pound. Does it work? Yes, it does work. It works very, very well. So the next question then is, what about shot count? Because that's always going to come up. Yes, this whole cylinder stuff. Now, I have a replacement, an extra carbon fibre bottle on here, which you can get from the Edgun store shop. But basically, I'll leave some pictures without this on here. You've got to remember, this is only 150cc, the top and the bottom reservoir on there. So you're not going to get massive shot counts. Also, what a lot of people don't realise is that when you actually fire this, so let me just, it's totally safe at the moment. When I pull the trigger, the magazine is cycling, and that's done with a little bit of extra air. So a little bit of air is being used there, and of course, the quicker you go, the more that's going to go around. So a little bit of air is being used out there. But back to the first question. This is not designed to be a sub 12 foot rifle, like most rifles, and it's not super efficient. You'll find a lot of people are putting these bottles on here. I am getting about 16 magazines, 8 shots per magazine for a 250 bar fill. I could fill it up to 300 bar and probably get 17, 18 magazines. In a small compact little rifle like that, I think that is fine. Edgun are also looking at basically making a slightly different valve system sometime in the not too distant future, hopefully, I've been told, where basically you can pick that up as an upgrade and it'll make the air efficiency even better. But this one, as it is, with this bottle on here, with the plenum, the smaller plenum on here, and set up, is 15, 16 magazines worth. Absolutely no problems there from me. I'm loving that. That's really good. Okay, next question. Anti-tamper. Well, Edgun don't have to follow anti-tamper, as a lot of other rifle manufacturers out there. For example, SMK and the others like that. Yes, if you decide that you're going to spend £2,000 or so on a rifle and then mess around with it and deliberately try to break the FAC rules, you deserve everything you get. It's up to us as air rifle owners to be responsible and to make sure we are set at the correct pressure and make sure that we're set at the correct power foot per pound. So it's up to me to make sure this is under 12. So if I decide that I'm going to swap a 2.2 barrel into here, it's up to me to make sure I put the right pock in here and adjust the regulator to make sure that it's sub 12 foot-pound on there. So it's a lot, just the same as many of those other rifles out there. Not all of the rifles there have anti-tamper in there. But again, if it concerns you, don't buy one. Quite simple on that. Just checking down my list here. So if I swap a 2.2 barrel in from a 177, yes, I will need to change the regulator pressure on here. Otherwise, it's going to be over 12 foot-pound. Again, as I just discussed, that is totally up to you. I'm trying to think what other questions you guys keep asking me about this. Yes, the most important one. Where did you get yours, Steve? I got mine from Francisco at Edgun, Spain. I've heard a lot of good things about him. I did initially have a problem with the rifle that was initially sent to me. Unfortunately, it wasn't tuned. I basically spotted it straight away on the chrono, and I gave him a call up, and immediately it was solved. A replacement was sent out to me, etc. So yes, this is just on the pre-release when he's got hundreds of these to ship out. He screwed up. Yes, he screwed up. But more importantly, what I love to see out of things like this is how a company deals with it. And it was dealt with immediately. Phone call, apologies, stuff sorted out for me, new rifle out to me, no cost to myself whatsoever. I am extremely happy, and Francisco is excellent. You know, he listens to you, he talks to you. I've had a long chat with Francisco about all of this as well, and he's actually now created a separate web page where I'll leave a link down below, where it's actually where you can order sub 12 foot-pound if you want to go there. There's options there for you to select where you can add on different bits like the actual bottle. He will basically tune them to sub 12 foot-pound. He'll put on there the actual smaller plenum if you require, if you want it. He will also set the pucks and the regulator pressure. The regulator pressure on these is out of the box about 130 bar. I think he sets them down to about 95 on there. So yeah, that's where I got mine from. Do I regret it? No, not at all. I think it's a pleasant chap to deal with. He certainly knows his stuff, and I have my rifle. It costs me slightly more because the exchange rate and the shipping costs, etc. I think about an extra 150 quid to get it from Spain. But overall, I am extremely happy on it. It's a beautiful, well-made rifle. I will be certainly doing a lot more reviews on this to go through it a little bit more for you. So keep looking and watching out for that. And I'm just checking my list down here. Told you this is a totally unscripted video. Have I missed anything out on that? Nope. I think I've pretty much covered it all. So hopefully this has been useful for you guys. I know a lot of you people have been asking me all these questions, so hopefully it answers some of your questions for you. Yeah, I look forward to the next set of videos where I will be putting this through its paces properly, working out which best pellets are best for it, working out which scope combination I'm going to use. I like this one, it's nice. And then catch you on the next video. See you later.